stand here on behalf of all of us in New York Governor, some 120 strong. We all feel especially proud at today's press conference. We'll take the moment, seize the moment to talk for a minute about the state of our sport of running in the U.S. Hands down, I believe we are at the highest height of American distance running to date. And we're on our way up. You all know the story. 8 years ago, we couldn't stand here and say anything at all like this. It's remarkable that in that short period of time, with advances every single year as these athletes and other athletes throughout the U.S. have continued to progress and respond to our challenges, that today Americans are competing at the top of every major distance race in the world. In New York, we have a special affection for our Americans. We have an enormous commitment to our Americans. We spend a part of every single day at the organization thinking about how we can better support and promote our American stars. So today, we get to celebrate 6 of them. Today, we get to say the sport's at an all-time high. And today, we get to remind everybody that New York is the toughest of all races. And on the day that we have several Americans in the top 10 on the men's race and the women's race, and on the day that we have an American on the podium, and on the day that we have an American win this race, we'll really say American distance running is at the highest of heights to this point in history. I think we have a good shot of saying that this year. Let's take a look at the field. Last American to win the race, Alberto Salazar, 1982. The last person to make the podium, Anne-Marie Letko, 1994, on the women's side, and then of course Med Kaplewski in recent years. Will this be the year that our fortunes, as Med has started the path, this is the year our fortunes are going to continue to change, and we see the Americans where they belong. They're going to tell us. First up, Magdalena, I'm going to start with you. At age 35, 2008 Olympian, making her 3rd appearance at the IMG New York City Marathon. Magdalena is a rock-solid marathoner who's had a fabulous year, fabulous spring, breakthrough year in the marathon. In April, Magdalena ran the race of her life and sent shivers through Dina Castor's spine, and everyone in that race knew one spot was out of the running after those first few miles, and it looked pretty good that Magdalena would make the team, and sure enough, she did. Magdalena had a tough break in Beijing after being in the fittest shape of her life. She had a freak accident and bumped her knee on the bus, one of the buses, while she was in Beijing, and it forced her to hobble really through the early miles and need to drop out of the Olympic Games marathon. But New York gives you a potential for a grand finale to add an exclamation point to really what began as a spectacular spring. So Magdalena, we welcome back. Have you fully recovered, and how are you feeling going into Sunday's race?
Thank always a tough competition and great competition. I'm fully recovered from Beijing and excited to compete this weekend. It took a while to recover from my knee accident, but got a late start with my training. But it was probably a blessing in disguise. Starting to feel really, really good in the middle of the training and ready to go on Sunday.